Hello, my name is Isha Blake, and this is my data analysis culminating. So for section 1, my dependent variable is motor vehicle theft, and the reason why I chose motor vehicle theft is because it's a very good dependent variable. Why it's very good is because it can change depending on multiple different factors, which means its outcome depends on those factors. So the other variables that I thought of that could have impacted my dependent variable are the time of day, income levels, and the number of police. And for section 2, my independent variables were unemployment and immigration, and I studied the rates for all three of my variables from between 2010 to 2023. And so here is the the chart for unemployed individuals. As you can see, it's pretty steady in the beginning, then in the middle kind of starts to go up a bit. Then it slowly declines, but then towards COVID, it stops. And then after COVID, when everything was starting to pick up again, it skyrockets back up. Same thing goes for immigration. And for section 3, here's my central tendencies, spread, and the distribution shape. This is for motor vehicle theft, by the way. So the data is right skewed because, as you can see, there is a clump of information on the left side, and then the rest of the information kind of tails off. And the reason for the spike is because for most years after 2010, the number of car thefts was like around 15K and 25K, and then the number of car thefts increased to a higher number, but like only for a few years and those years were closer to 2023, and that's why there's a smaller frequency of those high theft numbers on the tail. And now for the new immigrants. So here is the histogram for the new immigrants. So you can see majority of the years cluster between 250K and 340K in terms of new arrivals. And this chart is bright skewed because most of the information is still these two clumps. I don't know if you can see my mouth, but I'm circling the two longest. I forget what they're called, but yeah. And then it also has a right-handed tail as well. Now for unemployment. Alright, so for the unemployment Instagram, this one is also skewed. As you can see, the information is clumped towards the left side. And yeah. So moving on to section 4, there's a strong positive relationship between the data on the scatter plots, the linear model, and the line of best fit. The reason why it is strong is because most of the points are kind of clumped together near the line of best fit, and it's positive because line of best fit is going upwards, and that's for the immigrants. And for the unemployments, there is a moderate negative correlation between the data on the scatter plot and the linear model of the line of best fit. The reason why it's moderate is because even though most of these points are kind of clustered together, there's still a few that are kind of further from each other, and as well as the line, making it moderate. And it's negative because the line of best fit is going downwards. And so the slope for the immigrants, it represents the rate of increase of new immigrants in Canada per year. The y-intercept predicts the number of new immigrants in the year 2000 based on the trends from data collected between 2010 and 2023. And then for unemployment, the slope represents the rate of decrease of the unemployed individuals in Ontario. And then the y-intercept is the predicted number of unemployed individuals in the year 2000 based on the trends from data collected between 2010 and 2023. And for section 6, the correlation type for the unemployment is common cause. actually, that's what I originally thought, but then I redid my scatter plots, and I realized that for my new one, it both of my scatter plots, so unemployment and immigration, are both actually cause and effect as they're both going up. But the only thing with this one, which is the unemployment, is that it goes down at first and it slowly spikes up, then it slowly spikes back down, then it goes up once again. So my first skeptical was kind of wrong, but yeah, it did fix it, and that one is actually cause and effect. But I did still come up with some possible third variables if this were to be common cause, and those would be economic factors, population density, time of day, and the policing, which two of them already stated from the beginning. But yeah. Okay, and for section 7, the point that's furthest away, aka the outlier, it has the greatest impact on the data because, sorry, um, if you kind of think of it like a balance scale, you have a right side and a left side. If you were to have 5 blocks on the right side and you put 3 blocks on the left side, the scale would kind of, it would still be heavily down on the right side, but there'd still be a little bit of weight pulling the left side down as well. But if you got rid of the left side blocks, so all 3 of those blocks, all the weight would go right back up onto the other side. So it's kind of like that. So think of the outlier as the left side of the scale and the other points as the right side. Right side. So when the outlier is in the data, it kind of pulls the sorry, it's getting across the line of a best fit closer towards itself. But if you got rid of that point, then there wouldn't be anything to pull the line down. So go closer back to the rest of the information if you kind of understand what I mean by that. But yeah, that is why it has a great impact. Also, by looking at the model that I have here, it shows the total number of vehicle thefts from 2000 to 2023. Right now we're looking at 2010 to 2003. So if you look at that, as well as the fact that the number of thefts is increasing, the higher numbers for thefts are mostly in the recent years, and same thing goes for the number of immigrants. So if you look from 2010, you'll see that there's around the like from 2010 to let's say 2018, you can see the numbers are pretty nothing crazy, pretty stable, not a lot going on. But then when you get to the more recent years, like after that, you can see that the numbers get a lot bigger. Like in 2023, compared to 2010, you'll see that the number is basically doubled. So yeah, that is it for this slide. Alright, and some for section 8, the feedback I got was the correlation types, which I already went over, but yeah, I added the new ones, and I guess I'll kind of expand on what I meant, not by too much, just because of time. But yeah, economic factors, because if multiple businesses are looking to expand, then there will be a decrease in unemployment because there are more people getting hired rather than fired. And then population density. I can't see these things in my way, sorry. But yeah, the more people looking for jobs, there will be fewer employments because of job demand. And then the time of day, certain times of day, there is an increase in the likelihood of vehicle theft, as we all know, or just all crime in general. And policing, the more police and higher security an area has, there will be lower occurrences of vehicle theft, which I feel like we all know that, but yeah. And for section 9, there could be cognitive bias, and that type of bias that could be affecting my analysis could possibly be non-response bias, because it's possible that there was a large number of people that didn't actually want their data to be collected or shared. So, of course, if we have fewer participants, the data is going to be less accurate and reliable. But I don't think that's the case. Um, but it's very possible. But all in all, I am very confident in my analysis and my conclusions because I put a lot of effort into get finding everything, so my research, and as well as graphing and putting everything together. And I make sure that everything met the requirements. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great summer. Bye.